Right, it's a Wednesday, so that means it's time for a midweek update video. This one you're about to see is from the archives, but if you want to see one bang up to date, then please consider becoming a YouTube member or a patron, and you will see it literally the Wednesday after I make it. Right, let's run VT. Welcome to another midweek update video. These videos are for teammates, patrons, sponsors and YouTube members. Your support, as always, is hugely appreciated. Thank you very much. What time am I recording this? Oh, bang on 8:30 on a Monday evening. Just missed my target, but hey, gives me a couple of nights to edit this video. Can you hear this? Rain. Never rains on the Isle of Wight. What's this all about? Should we crack on with Dad's Binnie Cooper S? Yes, am I peeking? I am, aren't I? Sorry about this. This t-shirt, do you recognise the t-shirt? Yeah, this is a bit of history, a YouTube history, this one. Yeah, you either know it or you don't. Right. Yeah, Dad's Binnie Cooper S. So I've started to put on the, not the timing gear, because obviously that's done, that's chained, but the what do you call it? Serpentine belt, all that sort of malark. But the tensioner needs basically untensioning so that you can put the belt on. It involves this sort of fancy bit of tool that sits on a bolt and that goes under the thing. You pull this and you're supposed to put a pin in the tensioner to hold it in place in a collapsed position so that you can put the belt on. I tried to do it on my own and I couldn't, but Glenn Snudden with the MGB GT, he came round, we were working on his car. Oh yeah, need to talk about that. And he helped me do it, but I still couldn't get that pin in, so he just put a bolt in its place. Anyway, I'm cracking on with it. It's still a slow process. News, I was obviously trying to get this car ready for the Sandown Sprint here on the Isle of Wight in, when was it going to be? September, something like that. But the Isle of Wight Car Club have now announced that they're postponing it. It's not going to happen in September. It's going to be rescheduled until the spring. So one half of me goes, well, that gives me more time to fix it. The other half of me goes, no, that's just an excuse to drag the project out. So I want to double down on this and really crack on it so that we can hopefully do a sprint or a hill climb during the summer. I think today is officially the first day of summer. So come on, Kev, pull your finger out. Let's get this Mini done. The Rally Mini. Yes, first job, let's go handheld. So yeah, so I took the option of just putting in a new bush on either end and fitting it as it is. Obviously this end is all now connected. So it's now super rock solid, which is good. I've also progressed with fitting the fuel tanks. I've done the passenger side, you know, the near side. So that's in. This obviously had to use the straps that I got the other day, drill holes, mount them where I want it to go. It still needs a little bit of fettling to get it just right. And I think I'm going to pad out that strap. I've got a feeling, do the factory ones have some sort of padding between the strap and the tank? Or is it just metal to metal? Please, if you know, please let me know. Talking about Monty the Mark 1. Monty the Mark 1. Yes, I've rebuilt that front suspension on the driver's side now. So yes, the same thing again. I've painted that bottom arm, gave it a good clean up, put a brand new poly bush in the bottom, reassembled it, all done. Oh, and thank you very much to Dave Goodwin, who pointed out that you can actually buy replacement rubbers for those track rod ends so that you don't actually have to take them off and renew them. And they're very, very similar to the boot that goes on the knuckle joint that goes from the suspension cone into the top arm. And I've had a play with one of them, and yeah, he's right, it's pretty much near enough. So in the future, that's the way to go. But I am going to order some more track rod ends to keep in our service kit, just in case we ever break one when we're rallying or anything like that. Also, thank you very much to Kevin Blackford, who, when I was talking about making a bracket to put our jack in the boot of the Mark 1, he's got a very, very similar setup in his Rally Mini, pretty much in the same place, complete fluke. Except his slides in, he has a bungee that goes over the top. And that gave me inspiration to make mine. It's slightly different because it kind of uses the jack itself to clamp it in place. I've just made it out of flat bar. Be lovely to make it out of lightweight aluminium, but one day. And I still might incorporate some sort of strap that goes over the top just to hold it in place. So thank you very much to both of you for your input. The service van. I actually emptied the service van because it was just full of stuff that I use for when we go rallying. And of course, you know, we're doing the summer refit. There's no need to carry all those spares and tools and things inside the van. It just doesn't help with the fuel economy, does it? So I decided, no, take it all out. And now the van handles lovely. You know, it feels like it's on air. But it's also going to give me a chance to give it a proper good clean out, because it hasn't been cleaned out, you know, hoovered and all that sort of stuff for a while. I also touched up some of the paint. But of course, me being me again, I'm looking at it going, well, this is an ideal opportunity to reconfigure it how I want it to be, because obviously, you know, there's always, you want to put stuff in different places and just fine tune it, don't you? So, but it's time, isn't it?
I ain't got time to bleed.
The MGB GT. I don't have it on my notes, it just reminded me when we did it. Literally today, Glenn came round, and what we did is we took that template sump guard that we made in a few episodes ago. So I managed to get hold of an old aluminium sign, which is great. I think it's 4mm thick. So we laid that template on the top, and we made a few tweaks, you know, that we decided that we wanted to do. Cut it out and put it in place, and we've actually bent it where we want it to go. And do you know what? It looks amazing. You know, for a bit of scrap and no money spent on it whatsoever, I think both of us are genuinely chuffed to bits with it. So I'm not going to call that project done, because there's always going to be some sort of tweaks. He was on about maybe we have some speed holes in it or some extra little brackets to cover the exhaust, but yeah, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much to everybody who's helping to donate and sponsor towards our trip meter that we want for the Rally Mini, and you know, that we can use on the Mark 1 for these future events. But this is great training, because Glenn's managed to get hold of an older version on eBay, and so we're going to try and mount that on the dashboard of his car. Easier said than done, because there's nowhere to mount it. So we're actually going to drill some holes and make a panel that goes on the glove box. So this is my little template that I made today, and that way we can mount this onto it. So this is perfect for me, because don't tell Glenn, I'll be making the mistakes on his car while I'm installing it rather than mine. But also we'll be setting up, you know, we have to set up a sensor, we have to wire it, and all sorts of things. So yeah, I'm genuinely looking forward to practicing on his car before I do it on mine. Alfie update. We seem to be at a roadblock, a standoff, on a critical, this is like the Strait of Hormuz, isn't it? Uh-oh, it's a choke point. Our corner of our house was like the Straits of Hormuz. Nobody wanted to go back and forward because they're worried about being attacked by each other, I think. I'm really pleased that I'm actually starting to make more videos now. They're coming out on a regular basis. So if you want to see one that you haven't seen already, check out some of these. Right. Thank you very much. Ta-ta for now. Here's my horse. Cheers, mate.